Warning, the following video you're about to watch contains spoilers for the new Illumination Super Mario Bros. Movie. If you don't want any spoilers being revealed to you, do not watch this video. However, if you've seen the movie or you just don't care, you're more than welcome to watch it. But if you don't want any spoilers and you want to know a quick answer to what me and Delmar thought, we really liked the film. So yeah, there's your quick answer. On to the video. Hey folks, BlackCross here, and welcome to another movie review. Well, this movie review is going to be a little bit different, mostly because it features Mario. And I figured, why not feature another person who knows more about Mario than anybody else, aside from...
Well, I mean, Mech knows a lot about Mario, so, I mean, there's that.
Fair point. But you're here with me, and we're going to be reviewing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because we just had watched it earlier today.
Yes, and Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, they try, but they just don't capture the Mario. And then you got Dennis Hopper as Bowser. Wait, are we talking about the animated one?
We're talking about the Illuminations one.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry, folks. I got the movies mixed up. Actually, to be fair, the 93 Mario movie isn't that bad. I don't think it's that bad as people make it out to be.
I haven't seen it, but I've only heard the details and stuff. But
the behind the scenes aspect of it is more interesting than the film itself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we're going to be talking about Illumination's Super Mario Bros. Movie. Now, I just want to go ahead and throw this real quickly right out there. I want to apologize for all the voice actors who's been cast for this film, because you have been criticized backwards and forwards, and that's mostly because, well, we didn't think you could pull it off. And well, after watching the film, you nailed it.
Yeah, I think the voice cast they got was perfect. Like Chris Pratt, I think he done good as Mario, and then Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser. I think the only casting choice I was a bit concerned with when they announced it was Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, he does it well. So I think it was a good casting choice.
It's one of those things where it's like, you're only familiar with their base work. And aside from like Charlie Day's, which I'm not familiar with his work at all, a lot of people said that that was a perfect choice for Luigi. Jet Black. Like, as soon as they said he was going to be Bowser, I was like, yes, that's the perfect choice. It's the choice that makes the most sense, because he has that voice that he can boom and echo out of his lungs.
There was another one, I forgot the name of the voice actress who does Peach, because I never heard of her, but I know she's the main character in this one show called The Gambit. But I've never seen it, and I'm unfamiliar with her work. But I thought she did great as Peach. She did a really fine job with it. And then I'm trying to think who voiced it as Cranky Con Fred. Alistair? I think I mispronounced his name. Forgive me.
I'll be sure to put the name in the reference as well.
Yeah, he voiced Cranky Con, and he did alright as well. His performance wasn't as strong compared to the others, but he did an alright job with it, I have to say.
It done really well, in my personal opinion. It's one of those things where it's like, again, given the talent crew, and all of a sudden they just blow us over. Because, once again, we're talking about Super Mario Bros. So, how would it work any other way except for what we got? And what we got, spot on job perfect. And while that might be the greatest part, the biggest thing that should be talked about is the execution of the film. And I think the best way to say about the execution of the film is that it's the best kind of fan service.
Yeah, there's like tons of references, which I'm sure other people have done like multiple videos on pointing out, hey, did you see this reference in this location here? But luckily it wasn't all like in your face. Usually most references like in the background they're going like, hey, I'm a reference, look at me! Or something, but everything wasn't. It was just back there, you can notice it. Like, I saw little bits and pieces of Punch-Out! In this one location. I don't want to give away too much spoilers. But it wasn't like something that was in your face. It was just there in the background that if you noticed it, then that's great. If you didn't, that's totally fine. I know, well, I don't know if there's a lot of people that hasn't played Mario, but I'm sure for those, that the references as such won't ruin the experience. And I think what makes it more appealing is that the story is simple, which, then again, Mario never really had a complicated plot. It's like Mario, Luigi, they enter the Mushroom Kingdom, they stop Bowser, chaos ensues.
Pretty much. It's one of those things where it's like, again, putting it in movie form. You know, it's like, how would that translate, you know? Because you look at Mario, it's kind of, not to be rude, but it's kind of a flat sheet of paper, simplistic, you know? There's nothing in-depth, there's no, like, major lore detail and stuff like that. It's just Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom, you know? It doesn't really have to have a set of rules, and it surprisingly carries that through the entire film. From, like, the way the world works to how Mario and crew traverse the lands and stuff, and it translates well, in my opinion.
And I think what this film does great is capture Mario's personality, because the story, let's be honest, it's not like the main reason why we play Mario. The reason why we play Mario is to see him go on these weird adventures and see the creative gameplay ideals that the developers put in, and each game is unique. And you see Mario, he doesn't question it. He's just like, I'm ready to go and stop Bowser and save Princess. And that's something they capture perfectly with Mario's personality. I mean, I'm not saying all the characters have in-depth token, JR token personalities, you know, what you expect from like the games, but Mario's encouragement to never give up, always getting back up on his feet. In fact, that's like a saying that some characters say, it's like, you just don't know when to quit, do you? And Mario's like, nope. And you just see that determination of Mario. Like, even though he doesn't know what in the world is going on in the Mushroom Kingdom, doesn't know how the land works, he
just goes right to it.
Yeah, he just trains. Like, there's the training montage and an obstacle course, and he doesn't give up. He gets back up over and over again. And that's something that I really admire.
It is really cool, because, again, it translates really well within the film, and it's you wouldn't think that, because you're always used to how are we going to make that reference to, like, the real world standards and stuff like that, and that's probably the best thing. They don't translate it into real world terms. They do end up kind of going back into Brooklyn, but they kind of go back into the Mushroom Kingdom at the end, you know? So it's one of those things where it's like, they don't try to translate it in the real world, they keep it in its own world, in its own pocket dimension, and it works.
Yeah, it does. Although the mess they had to clean up at the end.
Yeah.
I hope the Wrecking Crew gets paid big time for it.
There's so many good things about the film, but it kept us grinning the entire time. Like, I was mentioning to you and you were mentioning to me, the second we had our grin up, it never left us.
It didn't. It was like perfect, and there's not really that many like actual pop culture references that were outside the games. You get some licensed music like Aha's "Take on Me," "I Need a Hero." You get "Thunderstruck" by AC/DC in it, but they're only there for like probably a minute at most, maybe. A little bit. I think the one that stays the longest is probably "Take on Me." But to me, I didn't find it distracting. I know some people will, which that's totally fine. I get it, because you rather it be fully Mario music instead of having these licensed songs. There is one part of the film where they do like this, they use this orchestra music. I forgot what it's called, but it's the do, 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 do. They do use that at one point, so it's not just all 80s songs, which is good.
It's songs that works well for the film situation and stuff.
Yeah, although I knew they were going to use the DK rap in it. I knew they were going to.
The second we saw DK, we knew that, of course, they're going to do that. And really, it works. It works. Again, because everything works well in this film. But I think the biggest thing we have to ask ourselves is, what's our favorite stuff coming from the film, to which I'm going to label a big spoiler tape on here.
We kind of always spoiled a bit as it is.
Fair point.
You might want to put that tape at the beginning. not in the middle. Just suggesting.
Fair point. But just to clear things up, I wasn't for sure how we were going to go with this film, but considering how good it is, might as well be a spoiler. Might accidentally say a few things that will spoil the experience. You be the judge of it. But ultimately, what's your favorite scene out of the whole film? Just out of curiosity.
Well, I could tell the saddest scene was seeing Kimba Bomb getting blown up. Like he was just participating in the wedding, and then all of a sudden Peach throws a little dot arrow, and Kimba Bomb lights up. It's like, whoa, whoa. It's like, no, I want him to live. I mean, I wasn't worried about Kimbu because he's a ghost already, so he was already dead. But still, I did love like the little bits of detail. Like I forgot the creature's name, but they're from Fleety Land and Fleety World, where they're like these little bug insects that have like...
Oh, you mean the little ladybug looking things?
Yeah, I forgot what they're called technically, but I got to see them in the beginning, and they were so cute and animated and so curious, and you see Toad hopping on one, not crushing it completely, just hopping. It just
like, bing!
And it's like... like it was so cute seeing like those little critters. Gosh, I don't know what else. There's so much in it that I love that I thought was perfect.
My personal favorite, and this kind of goes literally towards the middle part of it, was actually the part whenever they introduced the cars, you know?
Oh yeah, the go-karts.
And what's funny is that literally from the start that they go about getting ready to get carts, they show like the customized thing and stuff like that, which I thought was really nice, you know?
I smelled Mario Kart 8, like I could just smell it all from
smell it, no kidding. It was like as though as if we were actually there. You saw everything Mario Kart 8-esque, and it was beautiful, you know? You saw how the little wheels turned to kind of hover up and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the anti-gravity mechanic, which I was surprised to see that.
That really blew me away. I was like, they're not stopping, they're going full on.
Yeah.
And then of course you saw Rainbow Road, which is of course the most iconic racetrack in the Mario games, much less Mario Kart in history, and that's the road they traverse in.
Although there actually was a legit scary part was when the eel from Mario 64 ate Mario and Donkey Kong like a whole Jonah of well, and like they made the eel 10 times scarier.
As if it wasn't scary enough in 64. It seems like every single time they bring it back to another Mario game, they always make it even more scarier than the last time.
Yeah, because you had him, because the eel was in Fleety World. It was in the background of Koopa Cave Race Course in Mario Kart Wii, but you didn't really get to see it unless you was paying attention. And then in Mario Odyssey, yeah, I think Mario Odyssey had the eel. I think it did. I can't remember much, but... that was kind of scary. Although I will mention, if you're looking for this movie to, you know, take its time, it doesn't rush itself. But if you're expecting more quiet moments, it has those few scenes, but not a whole lot. It's just
it keeps itself going without slowing down, but it doesn't feel like it's continuously non-stop action, like, give me a break. It does have its break points to where you're allowed to calm down a bit, and then it picks right back up. Because you think about it, it has, like, technically 3 whole lands to go covering, followed by Bowser's Castle, and then, of course, you have the fact that you gotta tie up the whole unison team of the Kong race and then the Mushroom Kingdom. You got a whole bunch of stuff that you gotta try to combine together.
Yeah, and
it's not easy.
Yeah, so it's definitely fast-paced, and it does kind of feel like the games a bit, where you get a cutscene that kind of stops the action, and then you keep going, and then you get a cutscene, so it kind of feels like that. But I think the film might be a bit too fast-paced for some people, but for me, I thought it was just the right amount to where it had the decent enough times where the characters could speak, express their feelings, and then get to the set pieces. So I think it did its job well, but I know for some that might be a bit distracting, which is totally fine. I understand completely. As someone who can't really stand fast-paced, constant noise everywhere, but I think the film does the right amount of...
It knows how to pace itself in a way in which where it stays within the rhythm of Mario. in traditional aspects of the video games, you know? The way you experience Mario in the video games, you know, is the same way you would experience the pace action in the Mario movie.
Yeah. I forgot another thing that was kind of terrifying as well. The dog in that one apartment. Like, Luigi crushes the dog's treat, accidentally, not on purpose, and the dog just has deaf eyes that are just constantly staring at him. It's like, you are going to be my next chew toy. And after Mario and Luigi, they fix the faucet and such in a, easy fix. And then as they turn around to leave, they see the dog, and he just, with his back leg, closes the door, slamming it, and he's after blood. He's just like this, like, forget Bowser, that's the main threat there.
It's like, holy crap, that dog. So, but another favorite scene of ours, and I'm gonna tell you right I don't know why they went so hard with these scenes, but the scenes with Bowser.
Yes.
Those scenes, like, we've talked about it, and we just loved all the random stuff that comes in and out. Like, you see the part where Bowser's basically explaining the plan, pure and simple. I'm going to show this star and propose to Peach. She hates you. If she refuses, I'm going to burn it all. And then they go, yeah.
And then I also did like how the music was literally the Bowser's Fury theme. It's like, oh goody, not only is this scene chaotic, but it brought me flashbacks to the first time seeing Bowser like that in the Bowser's Fury in the Mario 3D port for the Switch. Like, that was the scariest to see Bowser, and to see them carry that music, it's like, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Especially seeing the whole Kiss-inspired Koopa Troopers, like they had like face paint on and mohawks. Like, you can totally see this, what Bowser's army is doing when they're not invading, just to pump themselves up. So it's, my goodness.
Another favorite of ours would be the part whenever Bowser's like trying to practice to propose to Peach and stuff, and then you see on the opposite end he's practicing with the Magic Koopa.
Yeah, with Kamek, and Kamek's just in drag, and it's like, yep, this is something they will both do on the weekend.
Cub's like, I got you, fam! Oh gosh.
Then there's also the Luma, that is literally the muffin from Asdev movie, where it's like, I just want to die!
Literally, like the entire time, the moment we see it, it's just like, pain and suffering is only a step closer to the end.
And you see the Penguin King is like, stop! We're already depressed as it is! So it's like, shut up, you crazy Luma! I don't know what crap that Luma had seen, but I don't want to know.
It went through so much turmoil that it just succumbed to death. That's what it was. It faced too much trauma and it just accepted it as truth.
Wait a second. Luma's technically like Galaxy, so if a Luma, because like you remember in Galaxy where if you give the Luma enough star bits, they'll transform into a Galaxy. I'm afraid to see the Galaxy, that little guy will pop up.
Who's to say? Gosh.
I don't want to know. Maybe that's the same Luma that made that one stage in, I think it was Galaxy 2, where it's like this obstacle course that has Fromps.
Yeah. And
there are two times it also appears where it goes faster. I wonder if that's the same Luma.
It might be.
Because that was... Oh gosh, that was such a rough course in Galaxy 1 and 2. I can't go back, man. I can't go back.
So is there anything else you want to add to this in regards to the movie?
Well, I mean, I've really enjoyed it. I thought it was everything that I wanted and was surprised by it. And I know a lot of people don't care much for Illumination. It's like, I'm not going to say all the films are masterpieces. There are some blunts, but with the way that the producer, Chris Miller, I can't pronounce his last name, forgive me, and the guy who owns Illumination and then Shigeru Miyamoto, the way that they've been talking and for how long it's taken them to make the movie, I can tell we're gonna get some more from them. It may not be anytime soon, it could be another 5 years, but if it's the same quality and charm that this movie has, I can't wait to see what the Donkey Kong film or sequel will be like. It was just a fun movie. It didn't have anything major going with it. It was just a film that you could sit down and enjoy and be entertained by, just like the games. And that's something I think the film does perfectly.
It does really well. So, to summarize it, I'm going to say this much, is that if you have never played a Mario game, or are even remotely familiar with Mario, do not go see this film. It is not matched with that expectation to be just a normal film. It is only matched up specifically for the fans to enjoy, and that is the biggest thing. It is meant to be enjoyed, and that was my biggest thing, is that if it's as fun and entertaining as the Detective Pikachu live-action movie and the Sonic movie, that's all I care about, and it met that expectations with flying colors.
And if you're looking for a film that's a bit slower pace, I don't know how you would like this film, because again, it doesn't like stop. There are some quiet moments, but it keeps itself going. So if you're looking for a film that paces itself with more quiet times where the characters can speak, I don't know how you would feel about it. So that's something to consider on. But also, rest in peace, King Bomb, you wonderful king, you. I'm still sad by that, I really am.
Imagine if he just comes back in the next one for vengeance.
Hey, I don't question it. You've seen Bowser come back multiple times in the game, so,
yeah.
If he comes back, then it's like, hooray! Oh, crap.
So anyway, guys, that's me and Delmar and our thoughts and reviews on the Super Mario Bros. Movies by Illuminations, and we're looking forward to seeing what else will come out afterwards. So until then, this is BlackCross and Delmar signing off.
Goodbye.
Catch you guys later.
God bless.